I just have this deep knowing. I have this inner knowing that like I'm working on the right shit.
Yeah.
I'm working it on it, and it's going to happen. And
and I can go back to how it all started. Obviously, you can't continue to do the same thing and expect different results. And
that's a
I
lesson.
wasn't playing good, and things happen for a reason. One of my best friends is teaching me now. His name is Jose Campra, Pepa Campra, caddies for Sebastian Munoz.
Really?
On the Live Tour, but I grew up playing junior golf with him, playing South American tournaments. He played golf in the States, turned pro. Then he started his own teaching school in Argentina. And after that, he had an opportunity to start caddying. He caddied around the world, caddied for Cabrera for a little bit, won with Emiliano Grillo in Napa.
Oh, wow.
Extremely respectful guy. Never really gave me any information and opinions on what was going on, but I knew he was constantly studying my swing. Very passionate guy. And last year's second event of the Corn Ferry Tour in Bahamas, I get a call that I was getting in Torrey Pines. So what looked like a mistake, because Torrey Pines is a tough one and I wasn't playing good, ended up being a pretty good decision. And what do I mean by that? I go there and I missed the cut. And usually I miss the cut and I go to the gym and I just kind of
Let it out.
kind of hurt myself a little bit. It's a fun hurt. It's a good way of kind of decompressing and recharging. Funny enough, I look at my caddy, Santi Tobon, who, by the way, it's caddying for you this year. It's pretty cool.
That's wild.
In the small world.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, why don't we go to the range? My brother's caddying for Siwu. He's going to finish soon. I want to ask him a few questions. Let's go to the range and just kind of try to figure things out. I got Pebble next week. And we go to the range. I start working with my brother. I start working with Santi. Who shows up? Jose Pepa Campra. Well, Jose showed up pretty much to say bye, because they were going to Saudi the following week, and then Munoz had signed with Liv, and he wasn't sure when we were going to see each other next. But I looked at him. I was a little frustrated. I looked at him. I said, Pepa, can you help me? And his eyes kind of opened, and he goes, is he really asking me for advice? And I'm sure his mind started cranking and all these ideas that he's constantly seeing on the computer and analyzing my swing. And he goes, yeah, but let's go take a seat and let me tell you what I would do. And
Good answer.
He tells me it was 3 or 4 things, and I'm not sure a PGA Tour professional would like to hear them in that moment, because I was not playing good. And he goes, well, this is gonna take 12 months or more. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to get a card. I'm trying to keep my card somewhere. You're gonna play worse before you play better. And here I am playing like shit. And he goes, I don't want you to play too much. I think we really need to work on some different moves and generating a little different launch and more spin. And then he goes, and I don't really care if you have status at the end of the year. Well, as when you play golf for a living, you don't want to hear those things.
Yeah.
Somehow I truly believed in the guy. I committed to his work. The first 6 months were miserable from a results point of view, but they were extremely challenging and fun from a work ethic and having a plan. And he came to Raleigh, watched me hit all week, and he started seeing some good moves and some good changes, and that's what started giving me a little bit of confidence, and it was telling me that I was doing the right thing. He also did something that I only realized after I won, but he goes, we're having breakfast at this house we're staying, and he kind of looks at me and he goes, hey, we're going to play Augusta again. And I'm like, I'm playing the Corn Ferry Tour. I'm trying to keep my card here. I'm trying to go through all these changes, and I guess if I want to play Augusta again, I got to win on tour. So I looked at him and said, I guess I got to win on tour, and I'm not even getting into a lot of tour events. And he goes, well, I guess you know what you have to do. And it kind of stayed in me. It was weird. It was weird. And when I won, it was unbelievable. I mean, the first thing that came to me was that phrase he had.
Wow.
Obviously, after looking up in the sky and thanking me, and just all the great stuff that came around my victory with kind of the personal loss we had in our foundation, all that stuff. But we'll talk about that. So it's getting toward the end of the year. I got to go to second stage of Q school. I'm a little worried. Because I feel like I need to buy myself some time. And the way to buy myself some time is to making it through second stage. Now I'll be some conditional status on the Corn Ferry Tour. I'll get a couple spots. If I need in the South American tournaments, I'll make a cut, and I should be okay. But I'm so calm at the same time. And I remember one day my wife looks at me and she goes, "Well, you got a little bit. You're back against the wall, and you seem so chill." And I'm like, man, there's something that truly tells me, and I truly believe that I'm working on the right things, and I just gotta be patient with it. Therefore, I'm not gonna react to the results. I'm not gonna react to the good or the bad. I'm just gonna keep plugging. And sure enough, I go to Mexico. I end up losing by 1 to Van Rugen, who, by the way, what a great story that was. I mean, we're walking off the first hole. He tells me about his friend, his buddy, and what he's going through. And I looked at him in his eyes and I said, "Listen, man, trust me. I know what he's feeling." And then Mia comes up. And then he goes and shoots 28 in the back. And man, it was unbelievable. He was making every putt, and it was his day. It was his time. When we got to the 18th hole, I hit it inside him for eagle, and I'm just thinking, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Don't make this one. Give me a chance. And the second that ball left that putter, it was rolling so good. It goes in the middle of the hole, and I remember giving him a hug and just saying, "Hey, listen, bud, congrats. There's a bigger power for this one, and just go give your friend a hug. Tell him I sent him a hug, and enjoy the time with him." And
that's amazing. Sure
enough, he passes maybe a week and a half later. So to come back the following week in Bermuda and play the way I did, I guess it was my time.
Wow, man. Yeah, thanks for running us through that. That was sharing that. Obviously, there's a lot of points to touch on and to go from there, and we'll get into those later.